lesson number one.
I do this with my remote family every Sunday.
Really?
Oh, yes.
I do it quite a bit.
Yep.
And my mother even joins.
How old is she?
Oh, let's see. This year she will be 92.
Wow.
My mom passed when she was 92.
Yeah. She and my dad have 24/7 in-home care.
Mm.
And one of the caregivers sets up my mom's iPhone to do the meeting. And when she remembers to put in her hearing aid, she can actually talk to us.
That's funny. Okay, Faith, tell us where you are.
Where I am?
Yeah.
I live between Millersburg and Fulton in the country.
Okay. And what's the surroundings? Are you living on a farm? Are you living in a house? Where are you?
Well, we're in a house. We've got 3 acres out here. And we've been here.
House on a farm.
We've been out here, I guess we moved back to Missouri in 2010. So I have 2 daughters here and 2 off toward the east. And so pretty much just kind of came back home. Don't know why, but I just came back home after military life.
I've had a homing desire too. I go to Columbia, then I come back home up to Minneapolis.
Yeah.
But I do
My parents still live in Columbia.
You do?
And I visit there regularly. I'm in Cary, North Carolina, just outside Raleigh.
Yeah, that's neat.
And what are you both
retired?
Are both Faith and Brian retired?
Oh, I've been retired for a long time.
No,
long time.
I'm still actively engaged in the pursuit of drug development.
Good. I'm a composer. I won't retire till I die. Then I'll be retired permanently.
Yeah, you and Mozart.
Yeah, exactly. I've outlived him. Carolyn, what about you? Where are you right now? Are you in Kansas City or St. Charles?
I'm in St. Charles by St. Louis.
Right.
Okay.
And what do you do? What's your situation? Are you living in a house?
I'm living in the house. Charles and I have been married for 20 years this year. And I want a different house, but let's see, what else? I have 2 dogs. One of them is I'm caring for my brother-in-law's dog. My father at 97 passed away last year.
Oh.
My brother-in-law is in a veteran's home as of last year, so I'm taking care of his poodle.
Got it.
Uh-huh.
And mine is a Yorkie. I don't have any kids.
Yeah,
I gave up dogs for cats.
Yeah.
They're easier to take care of.
Absolutely, until they get to be about 14 or 15.
Yeah.
And they develop infections in their paws, and they keep wanting to gnaw at them. And I'm sorry, my cat Braxton has a cone of shame.
Well, anyway, that's what my husband is still doing. Handyman things. He put in air conditioning the other day, and he does bathrooms and stuff. But I do things for people around and typing, and I used to do computers, so I help people with computer things.
Right.
Oh, we need you then, don't we?
Yeah. I'm computer support for my family.
Are you? Yeah.
My grandson
mother
is
used
very
to call
good.
me. My mother used to call me and ask me how to operate the TV remote.
Well, that makes you feel needed.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have capable help now that pushes the buttons for them.
All right. So this is I'm recording this.
Oh boy.
So I think we should address, each one of us should come up with one question about what to do. I'll leave it at that, whatever that means to you. Think of a question, what we should do. And I'm not saying about what, I'm just saying what we should do. And then you think about that for a second. I'll start, this will be the easy question. should we have a 50th high school reunion?
Oh, yes.
Who said yes? Faith?
Me, Carolyn.
Carolyn.
That was Carolyn.
What do you think?
I've
Faith?
been planning it for 5 years.
I know, that's true.
Yeah, I think we should have a 50th year, but not a real elaborate thing. I think as we get older, I'm not really big on the bells and whistles and all of that. Just seeing people is good enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
No bunting, no bands. I'm all in favor of having it if we can do it safely.
yeah.
Being a
Worried about safety.
mathematician and a biologist, I'm and actually involved in some clinical trials to test vaccines and treatments for COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very aware of the risks that people are taking by coming together physically.
Right.
This is next year, though.
It would be
Well,
sometime
it's
in
October.
in 2021. I don't know when it would be.
Yeah, that's a good question. Do we
Well,
have
next
it
year
in
is
2021 or in 2020?
Next year is our 50th year,
Yeah,
21.
Next May would be our 50th.
We don't have time to plan it this year. We need a year to plan it.
Well, we have historically had it at homecoming weekend.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
But it wouldn't be this October, it would be next October.
Yes, it's next year. That's 81.
Well, our homecoming weekend, it has historically been on the weekend of Thanksgiving of, prior to our graduation.
No, it hasn't.
No, it hasn't.
No?
Uh-uh.
Okay,
I
well
don't know when
then
it
No.
happened.
you can
No.
I
count
think
me as
it
one
was
of
in
the
the one I went to, the last one we had, I guess. It was in the spring, summer. It was somewhere in there.
Yes,
Okay.
it was because I decorated it.
Yeah.
I haven't been since our 25th, so
Hmm.
Well,
I don't. When was the last one we had?
the last one was 4 years ago. 4 years ago.
Okay.
That was our 45th.
45th. Okay, so 2021, it falls in line.
Yes,
And
2021. Because we
we're more
graduated in
likely to be
71. Yes.
more likely to be able to gather physically at that point in time.
We hope so. We hope so.
Absolutely. We all hope so.
I think that
Yeah.
hoping, I'm living my life hoping for the best, planning for the worst. And I think if I can be surprised and pleased at the same time, that's always good. That's
Right.
always good. So, but
Haven't we always been that way, Randy?
no, we have not. We have always planned for the best. Period. That's the end of the thing.
Okay.
Plan for the best.
I'm just thinking about you and me next to each other in the pit at the musicals at Hickman,
Right.
playing cello together.
We planned for the
And,
best and we played as best we could, is what the
Exactly.
both of us.
Well,
Go ahead.
Did you really? I'm sorry, Carolyn. I didn't remember that.
I played oboe in the orchestra and I played clarinet in the band.
Oh my!
Wow.
I remember.
Yeah, I played the solo in the William Tell Overture.
There's a big cello solo in that piece that I recall, or is it duet? Maybe it's a duet. Did
you play
that? Isn't that William Tell?
But that's
That is William Tell.
That's an oboe solo.
Yeah, you get the beginning measures. Then the cellos take over.
And the cellos take over.
They do a big thing.
Well, I found my record. I found it.
All right.
Yeah.
So I have it. And I'm going to make copies for you, David.
I believe
Randy.
you should listen for the cello.
I will. I'll listen to it again.
Okay. All right.
Now,
We got
Randy,
the cello.
I
We
hope
got two of
you
us against you, Carolyn.
listen to the LR again in my because I prompted you.
Yeah.
Well,
So
okay.
what I hear, answer to question one is yes, we should do something. We
Yes.
should do something that's going to be safe, and we don't know exactly when. I think that's what I heard.
Yeah.
But I
Right.
think first of all, should we do something? Yes. All right. Anybody got another question?
Well, we haven't quite figured out on when. Uh, my historical recollection, as bad as it might seem, is that we got together on homecoming weekend of the, the year that we would have been seniors.
Yeah. Do you want to do that?
That would be this October, this fall.
No, it would be the following October.
It'll have to be
After we graduated.
It
Oh,
would
I'm
have
sorry.
to
Yes.
be after, after we
Yeah.
graduated.
21 if we want it on homecoming weekend. We haven't had it on that weekend the last two times.
Okay.
In the 40th and the 45th, is that the last two
Yeah.
Right.
times?
We have
Right.
not had it on that.
We
in the
did
last
one
year.
that was blasted hot in August, was it?
Yes.
That was blasted hot. And then
We've been having it on when people can fly in. This time, we're going to want a lot of people to fly in. And of course, if you have it on homecoming weekend, then everybody wants to go to the homecoming game, maybe. I don't know. But we usually have, one question
Is it against Jeff City?
I have no idea.
Unless
Usually
it's against
someone in
Jeff
the group
City, I
knows
don't
the
care.
schedule. Usually someone knows the schedule.
Because I still remember one of our homecoming games against Jeff City. We broke their 10-year winning streak.
yeah, I remember that too. I think we were.
I don't know if the players at this time are any good or not.
I don't know either. But
I really don't care to go to the game myself.
I
Nor
particularly do.
frankly.
Do you want to go in the fall? Is that what you're suggesting, Brian?
No, I'm just suggesting that that's my recollection, dim as it is under influence of a margarita, when we had it, and I think my last reunion was 25th.
Okay, well, I think the 45th or the last one we had was at Boone's Tavern, wasn't it? The Friday night?
No, we had the last time, 45th, we had over at the Parkade Shopping Center, because Mike Burnham gave us the space to do it.
Okay.
Now we had on a Friday night, we had a get together at the tavern over there.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They actually did they were able to get the tuna
Frenchie.
The Frenchies.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah,
From
they had
King's?
tuna Frenchies, yeah.
So they got the Frenchie recipe and they had that available for anybody that wanted to buy it. But usually we've been having Friday, and the last two, we had a Friday night event that was just like, you didn't have to pay for anything. It's just anybody that showed up. It was just a get together, and they usually had a band. But I can never talk with the band because they think they have to do it so loud.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the last one I attended, Steve Bingham and Tookie Jolly played.
Well, as long as we don't have a band that will be too loud, but nobody was able to tell our band, which was our regular band we've had through the years.
Yeah.
Nobody could tell them to quiet it down. It refused to do it. And I don't have any fun if I can't talk to people.
Well, that's the whole
Exactly.
purpose of this.
Yeah, I agree.
And now my goal is to have a very nice decorated place, very festive. I'm wanting to do lights. I'm wanting to have it, but not formal. Nobody has to dress up formal or anything, but I'd like to have, I've got ideas of lights that are in balloons I could order. And I thought about doing black lights with white tablecloths, and they would come out looking purple. But I've got all sorts of big ideas on that we could discuss at some point. And I just want it to look fantastic, and anybody can do it. Then I thought, well, how about at least just a little skit? We did like last time we had like 2 games. We did like the the dollar buck thing where you touch your butts, and we ended up earning money doing that. And somebody won that. And then
Is that kind of like Truth or Dare?
well, no, it was sort of you held a dollar bill, you got a dollar bill out, and everybody is like follow the leader, kind of Simon Says thing. I think that's
Okay.
what it is. Anyway, then
I thought it was maybe like touch somebody's butt or give $1 and you raise a lot of money.
no, we did raise a lot of money. I think it was $140. But anyway, everybody had to give up their dollar. You actually got out of the game at some point, and I can't quite remember what the game was. I think I suggested it, but I don't remember what it was.
Okay.
But we ended up, I thought that whoever won it would hand it over for expenses, but that's okay. They didn't. Our decorations last time, the group put in about 250, and I put in about 150.
I
So-
was there. Carolyn, you remember I was there at the very beginning. I was in town. I can't
Yes.
remember what I was doing, but I was headed back. I had to get back home. And
Yes.
I came in. The decorations looked great. They looked terrific. And it was at Parkade Center, wasn't it?
Yes, it's Parkade Center, and I was real proud. I had 2 or 3 or 4 people helping me with it. However, this year I'd like to have more people helping me. I'd like to be able to have people that kind of gives them a buy-in to the whole thing, and it helps them feel like they're part of it. And it's also be good for me to learn to delegate.
Well, I do think your point there about getting more people participating, I think if
Yes.
you get buy-in from people, I'd like to hear your advice about this, but I think it might be a good idea to say, here are a couple of the options we're suggesting. What's your feedback on this, and see what people say. Because
Yes. Well, I have a whole thing to show. Actually, I have it on my phone. It's in my Pinterest. I have a whole group shown for suggestions, and then for people to just see some of my ideas and see what they like and what they don't like. Because I would like to see us, if we're going to do some lighting things, it'd be probably about $500 or $600 at least to do the decorations. But everybody was so impressed with having a center table, a centerpiece on their table that was made up special, and the balloon things and everything, and that this doesn't come cheap.
No,
it doesn't.
And we put a lot of work in it. Debbie and I did a lot of it, and then I had a lot of people helping put it all together at the event place. They volunteered, but I'm sure they didn't feel like they were really part of it. But anyway, I've got lots of ideas. I'd like sort of maybe a committee that wants to do decorations, and then we could have somebody.
Hey, Carolyn,
Yeah.
What's your question?
My question is, are we going to be having a Friday night thing and a Saturday night and then a Sunday, or are we just going to do one Saturday night thing?
Okay.
I think that a Friday night for those people who are in town and nothing organized, just be there, just a place to gather,
Right.
would be perfect for Friday night. If we're going to have anything formal, it should happen Saturday night, and I think that's Carolyn, where your efforts might
Decorating skills.
pay off. I have to tell you, because my wife just chimed in across the room, that she has been an event planner in a previous life, and I don't know that she's volunteering.
This stuff is easy for me.
She just said, this stuff is easy for me.
All right.
I had another question. I know the 4 of us are here on a video.
One question, Brian.
Oh, that's all.
All right, go ahead.
I'll waste it here.
Okay.
we're the four of us here talking about a reunion,
Yep.
in 2021. Are there other people talking about the same thing, trying to organize it in, apart from us?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I contacted in January or December, I contacted Diane Maxwell to see,
Right.
she seemed to be kind of in charge last year. And she told me, she said she wasn't in charge. And I said, well, somebody has to take up the reins. I said, I feel like I need to be able to know where, like the venue, in order to start planning some of the stuff, because you have to know your venue before you know how you can decorate.
I don't know venues in Columbia because I haven't lived there since 81.
I think you need to know the dates first so that you can plan a venue and what they have available first.
But
Am I the only one in Columbia right now out of all of you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, but I
wonderful.
travel to Columbia anytime I need to.
Oh, good.
I get there maybe twice a year to
I'm
visit
just
my
2
parents.
hours away, and my brother still lives there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
You
is
know that-
Parkade Plaza still available? Do they still have a meeting?
Parkade Plaza has a special place in my heart because that's where I learned to drive.
Oh, yes.
My dad would take me out. I had a December birthday, and we had, after my permit, it was snowing, and I learned how to drive in the snow with a stick shift in the Parkade Plaza parking lot.
Yes.
But I don't recall that it was still.
I don't know.
I
go
don't
in
know
there
if it was still
occasionally.
there the last time I happened to be by.
Their
Did Faith come
offices, I
last
think.
year? Faith, did you come last year?
Last
time.
year?
Last time?
Well, the last time, yeah, that was the Friday night at Boone Tavern, and I did not come to the formal thing.
Okay, the Saturday night thing was in the Parkade. It's dear to my heart because it was right behind my house. I lived in Parkade subdivision.
Was it upstairs?
It was in the whole open area, the whole hallway thing.
I don't think there was a second floor in Parkade Plaza.
Well, the main floor and a basement. It's got a basement and then it's got a main floor.
Okay.
But I
They
didn't
have
know.
events up there. They have it fixed to where you can have events. They have all the tables there. They have tables and they have an event office downstairs that you can talk to them. They have the tablecloths.
Right.
They have all that stuff. And Mike Burnham let us do that there because he owns the building. He let us do that there for nothing.
Lord.
Well, I would like to see someplace that's just, I mean, for all of us, that we remember those places.
Well, King's is gone.
What was King's? Did I miss?
King's was
That's
the
where the
restaurant
Frenchie
across
was.
from Hickman
That's
that
where
had
the
the tuna
Frenchie was.
Frenchies.
Oh, is that what it was called? Was King's? I don't remember
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
I remember the tuna Frenchie, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
Dave,
that was
Randy
King's.
said, Randy was suggesting that we do something outside of town there. What did you say, Randy?
Well, there are many places near Columbia and a few places in Columbia. Part of the issue is how many people are you planning? I know that location, date, and size are the major considerations. If you got 50 people, you got a lot more choices. If you got 100 people, you have fewer choices. If you got 250 people, you've got way fewer choices. So
Right.
I think one of the issues is, the first question I had was, do you want to do something? And if we're any indication, the answer is, yeah, we'd like to do something. Then the next question is when, which is what Brian was talking about. And then where, which is what Carolyn's talking about. I think we have to get a better idea for if people want to come. If they're willing to come, then we could get a better idea of what location we could choose and then when.
do you have a contact? I mean, is the website, the Hickman 71, is it pretty good about notifying as many as we know that we have found?
We have about 585 names on the
Well,
mailing.
that's just about 100 to 150 short of our graduating class. That's not
Well,
bad.
it's not bad. I just don't know if I've been struggling to remember his name. The guy who manages the CUPE website, Mr. CUPE.
Oh yes, I know who you're talking about.
Mhm.
He was part of the garden club that my parents have belonged to for a long, long time. Charlie.
Yeah.
Blackburn.
Blackbird.
Blackburn, yes, Charlie Blackburn. He was a year or two ahead of us.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I don't know how, I haven't been to that site in a while, and I don't know how actively it's being maintained.
Very actively.
Really? Okay.
That might be the first route that we go through.
There were an awful lot of people last time that said they were definitely coming to the 50th, and they were expecting a 50th. And there's an awful lot of people that couldn't come last time that told us they were going to come to the 50th because they think it's the last hurrah.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. My mother's still having her class reunions.
No, I don't think hurrah, but I think that we'll probably have a larger gathering in the 50th than we will on the 55th or 60th. Or
yes,
65th.
I agree. Particularly if we do a cello duet.
Yes, big turnout for that. Okay, we already got the program.
Steve Bingham
I would like to see some cello playing.
Tookie Jolly notwithstanding.
I would totally agree. One thing we should try to do is to have a Friday night where the purpose of the gathering is to talk to each other and not to yell over the music. I really think if we want to have music like the 70s music in the band and all that, we can find a place to do that in the time, maybe later on Friday. But if we did, if I'm not going to come, I think it's 7 or 8 hours drive. If I flew, it'll cost me money, and I can't hear people talk to me. I'm not going to be happy.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
I gotta have a talk time, and I gotta have a setup. From my point of view, the experience should be mix it up, then sit down and talk for a while, then mix it up, and no one's telling you where to sit, but that you should have some sort of turnover, because hundreds of people could be there.
That's
and
true.
I would hope to talk to a few dozen people. If that would be great.
The Lezebniks, for God's sakes, they have had amazing careers.
Well, Philip is in Denmark. He came to the 40th.
Okay.
He flew because he wanted to be there. I know he wants to be there on the 50th.
Any indication whether Claire McCaskill would be there?
She was there on the 40th. I don't know if she was there on the 45th.
Okay.
We should.
Yeah, she was there the 45th. Yeah,
Okay,
she was there.
Okay.
I would love.
I still remember her in her little pom-poms and cheerleading outfit.
Okay.
But I think Friday night probably needs to be very informal, very relaxed.
Yep.
I don't know whether a restaurant or Tavern's not there anymore, so.
It was at a Mexican restaurant on Nifong on the 25th that I attended.
Yeah.
But it's not there anymore.
Again, it depends on how many people come.
So probably we need to put feelers out there then first and say, are you interested? You're not committing yet, but are you interested in a 50th? And because you really can't have a venue until you know how many
have
are.
a commitment until you know the date.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the date kind of needs to be decided. And I'll tell you, I camp a lot, so I need to kind of have an idea as to when you're thinking about doing this, whether it be in the spring or the fall or.
Well, we've got 4 people here. Let's sample. what season of the year would you like to do it in? Carolyn?
Well, I would like fall, but
Okay, that's good.
I think that might be too late for people to come.
Faith, when would you like, what season would you prefer?
Well, maybe you should be asking this of everybody else.
Oh, we
I
will.
would,
We
I
will.
would prefer either is fine for me. I can kind of dance around my camping, but either is pretty good.
I want to see that sometime, Faith.
Yes, yes.
I do camp around. I do dance at camping. I
Oh,
do.
You camp around or you dance around at camping? I'm trying to figure out what
I dance around at camping.
Okay.
That's my happy place.
So you would say spring or fall would be the two.
Either's fine with me. Now,
Fine.
spring, you're going to have either rain or humid like it is now.
Mhm.
Graduations,
You're going to have
Right.
a lot of graduations.
weddings.
That may not be a real good time around the graduations. Of course, this
Yeah.
year it's been a little different.
Yeah, I think spring is probably more conflicted than fall or summer.
Yeah.
And I do not advise winter.
Oh, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, absolutely not.
No,
So
no.
Winter would be great because I could go to Missouri where it's warmer.
Then, did you say you're in Minneapolis?
Oh, yes, I am.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness, I've been up there. It's very cold in the dead of winter.
That's why
Um,
Missouri sounds great in the wintertime for me.
I haven't heard you say a single A.
Eh?
There you have it. Okay. Well.
What I would also like to suggest is that fall is it sounds like fall is for you, Faith, the best time, the best season.
Yeah.
And Brian, what do you think?
Yes, I think fall would be great. My
too.
dad's birthday is the 3rd of October, and my mom's is the 10th of November.
If you had to pick a month, September, October, or November, which month?
I think October would be a better opportunity. You're running into Thanksgiving with November, and people, if they're planning their away time, they might have limited opportunities in November or September or December. I think October is probably the best time.
I think it's
October's
end
fine.
of September. End of September is what I
Oh yeah, end of September, early October.
Okay, that's my usual camping time, but I will
Oh,
reschedule that for the 15th.
You can
All right.
camp. You can camp when you come to Columbia. I mean, you can camp where you live.
we can
No.
find you a place in Roachport, Faith.
No. We like Mark Twain up north.
Okay, maybe the
Camp-
Katy
Didn't you
Trail
camp in your
somewhere.
backyard? Didn't you camp
Uh-uh.
in your backyard as a kid?
No, I never did. I had a
did.
very restricted childhood.
I did. I woke up with a big spider by my pillow.
So we're kind of thinking about the end of September sometime, right?
That
Yes.
would be
Just
fine.
tentatively.
That's, it's just
How
four,
about
but
you, Randy?
it's just, I'm good. September, October would be fine. I think it's just the four of us, but I think what we're doing right now is what we should be doing for a larger group.
Exactly.
Okay, we're thinking September, October. We're thinking we want to know if you're going to come, and we'll have an idea then based on that whether we're going to have a big room or small room. It sounds like to me
Right.
we're saying Friday informal, Saturday less informal is what I'm
Yes.
hearing. We could do
Right.
other things that are wrapped around those two anchors.
Okay, you said
Friday-
Friday's informal and Saturday's formal.
Saturday is more formal.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Yeah, let's emphasize more formal than formal.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. We don't have to get dressed up, but informal hang time on Friday.
Gee,
Right.
Maybe something else on Saturday. We don't know yet.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe if just for everybody to think about having a couple of small skits maybe on Saturday.
Oh, I like that idea.
Oh my.
I've got some skits recorded that are like Tim Conway, and
Oh my Lord.
they're really cute. And I think that'd be easy for a couple of guys to do.
Hey, Brian.
Tim Conway and Carol Burnett.
Well, either Carol Burnett or what's his name, Frank Corman, Harvey Corman.
Harvey Korman. Yeah. Yeah, we could. I still remember they had a live show and they would break themselves up in the middle of their skits.
Yeah, they can't
They
hardly
were
keep
so
it
funny.
straight.
They couldn't keep from laughing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This one I saw today on YouTube was one where he's trying to get catch a plane, and Tim Conway is, you know, like the old man, and he's really
Ticket
really slow.
manager.
He's really slow, and he's
Yeah.
trying to. Harvey's trying to get on the plane quick. He's cute.
I remember that too.
Okay, so if we
How many
have
of you have been at Columbia Regional Airport recently?
I have. Yeah.
Yeah, still 2 gates, still a single baggage carousel, and they play the Missouri Fight song when the bags come out.
Yeah. Well, they're changing. They've got it in the works that they're going to make
I
it
know.
bigger.
Yeah, but it's to me, it's still fun to drive down. I think it's an 8-hour, it's a 6.5-hour day to drive down, and I go through Iowa, which is where I went to college, and I have friends to see, and I like that idea. September, October, either any date in that time, it sounds good to me. And that means
I agree.
we've got probably 6 weekends to pick from beginning right after Labor Day to sometime in the 3rd week of October. I don't think you go to Halloween, but right in that neighborhood.
Yeah. Don't do Halloween.
We're looking
No.
at six weekends.
Yeah.
And I think we've decided a whole bunch of stuff, but I think we should ask the other people.
That's
what they
right.
think.
So now who
Put our decisions online and say, well, we are a self-appointed
Exactly.
team.
Whoever shows up gets to decide. Exactly.
Everybody wants
Yeah.
to come aboard, you know, they're welcome, and they were open today. I mean, they could have come on.
Well, you know who Faith, to answer your question, I think your question was who's going to do this. Bill Moyes is the keeper of the database. He's also the keeper of the checking account. And he, I think he's usually at the table when these decisions are being made.
He was also part of the AV club.
Yes, there we go. And I think as we said, Diane is one. There's certain people who always are active, and I think this 50th anniversary is a particularly big
one.
So I think
Vicky Dukes Phillippe's always been in on it.
Yeah. And so I think there may be a lot of people who want to be involved earlier than they have been, and then throughout the process. And I think if we recommend anything is that we want to structure the planning process like these happy hours where people have a chance to talk about things.
Right.
Yes.
Has anybody been in contact with Christy Danner or Leith?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I log into Facebook only when strange people ask to be my friends.
Me? Are you talking about?
And I created quite a stir recently because I thought that someone had actually tried to befriend me from the grave.
Helmrich.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
he's not dead.
I have had my account spoofed on Facebook. So I know I've logged in more in the past week than I have in the past 2 years or more, all put together.
Well, let me, if you'll let me, I'll talk to Bill. We'll figure out what the next steps are. They have a little bit of money in the account, and sometimes, you know how everybody does things, communicates differently, some on Facebook, some on Zoom now, some on email, some on postal mail. And I was very active in the 40th anniversary reunion on the website that we had, and there was databases and questionnaires and la 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 la. And
oh wow!
So I got to know more about the traditions, Brian, than I had ever wanted to know or had planned on knowing. And now I know it, and I can't unknow what I know now. So I know
right. It's like that melody that won't leave your head.
It's like, yeah, exactly. It's a small world after all. I don't need to say that, but yeah, that tune goes in your head.
It's like Elgar's cello concerto.
No, it's not. Not in any
Oh.
way is it like the Elgar Concerto. No.
I'm sorry to have made that
So
comparison.
as soon as we hear from everybody else, then we can kind of get a better idea.
Okay. Is the CUPE.org website a good means of communicating to the people who might still be interested?
Not really. Not really.
Okay.
That is sort of the British Museum of Cupid.
Okay.
So
I won't tell Charlie.
people do go there to go into the stacks and learn things that, like who died.
Yeah.
Charlie knows. He
Yeah.
knows. So
But it's not a medium for communication.
it is not really.
Okay.
What if we did a Facebook page for just our 50th reunion?
Yeah, that's correct, Carolyn. That's absolutely correct.
You mentioned Bill has a database. Bill Moyer has a database. Does it include email addresses?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe the thing to do, I know he's active on Facebook. I've responded to him on a number of occasions telling him that I have changed my password. Perhaps the information in his database would be useful in contacting people who would be likely to attend the 50th.
Yep.
Okay, so one note to make is I consider that we'll probably have at least 200. I might be surprised. We had about 100 last year. And so we have a Facebook page that's just for the 50th reunion. I think we'll have a lot of good interaction there.
I'm hoping we have.
Well, I'm just suggesting that Facebook might not be the optimum way to reach people.
No, just send an email.
Yeah, if Bill has a list of email addresses of people, I think that would get more attention than a Facebook page.
I think you could use them both.
Have both.
Well, yeah, both
Yeah.
would be fine, but I don't want to miss anybody.
No, I know.
Yeah.
We did try to track down every single grad in the 40th reunion. And,
Yes.
And we didn't. We didn't. We tried, and I tried hard, and I had people there was like scouts going out and trying to find people.
Right.
That's when I was tracked down.
Yep.
Debbie tracked me down. I mean, Debbie knew, but
That's kind of like Google Map drivers.
Now we did have a Google map that Cindy Cooper helped us do. I got a note back from her saying she's out. She's not going to be involved in the 50th because she's an illustrator, science illustrator, and she is because of COVID-19 absolutely overwhelmed. She cannot volunteer. She might come, but she can't volunteer. She's way overstretched.
Who's this?
Cindy Cooper Shaw.
Cindy Cooper. Okay.
Bill Moyes had. I think they're in the budget part, I think he has a little over $1,000 right now.
Yeah. So we have a little bit of money. So we could do a mailing. He says that is sort of the baseline. Everybody gets a mailing, and then some people respond to that. Then you do email, then you do Facebook, then you call people. And I think we'll do well. I don't know, when it gets right down to it, people say, well, that weekend, am I going to go see my blah, blah, blah. I mean,
yeah.
So
if they're in Columbia, who cares?
That's why we need to know as far in advance as possible.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And so that's why I thought maybe a happy hour would be a good way to get started.
That's
Well,
good.
and planning it
they know
a year and a half in advance
Wait a second.
would give people no excuse for avoiding the opportunity because they'd made other plans.
Carolyn, what did you say? I couldn't hear what you said.
I was wanting to say the happy hour, just make sure everybody knows that there's no cover for there's no charge for that.
Right. What I think we may do.
Well, it's not open bar.
We may do a couple more happy hours just to sort of get more, get a little bit of buzz going. What if
Yes.
you'll let me? I've been recording this Zoom. I'm going to put it on the reunion page, and
Okay.
people will
See?
All right. Yeah, I
people
see
say
that
what
little
they're going to say,
record
but at
button up
least
in the top.
they know that there's some opinion about what's going on. And I'll put on that same post. This is the first happy hour. The next one will be, and then come to that one, and then we'll see who comes.
We'll
I
get
know-
happier the more
Excellent
they're
idea.
there.
I know that Bill has sent me a text saying the link doesn't work, and that as soon as I'm done with this, I'm supposed to call him.
Okay.
So I'm in trouble. I am in trouble.
Well, I think I still have good contact information for Wayne Smith and Dave Chapman.
Dave Chapman's in St. Paul.
Well, I know he is. He's just right around
Larry,
the corner from you.
yeah, we see each other on a regular basis.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that you guys spoke on an occasion.
I don't speak,
please,
talks, I listen.
when
Can we set a date for the next happy hour now?
How about 2 weeks from today?
that's fine.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Next time you see Dave Chapman, mention the Benelli brothers.
Okay. I'll let him know.
B-O-N. I'm not sure we ever decide how to spell it, but Benelli brothers. We were an acrobatic troupe
Okay.
in college that
I'm willing to
did.
help.
You are.
I'm willing to help. I won't be here 2 weeks. I will be camping. So
I will hug you virtually. That's what this is.
Oh,
Thank you. But I
I'm
think
gonna do this.
yeah,
yeah.
wing it.
But I
all
think
right.
Dave,
And I'm bowing my cello.
Oh, you are, okay. Yeah, but I'm willing to help anywhere I can.
thank
I
you.
can't
Okay.
bow and finger at the same time because I'm holding my iPhone.
What I would like to do is 2 weeks. Is that too soon?
I
I
think-
just won't be here, but
Thumbs up or thumbs down. Will you be here in 2 weeks? Brian?
Beware.
On a phone, happy hour.
I'm always
has
on.
he been drinking too much?
I'm up.
As long as the tequila is nearby, I'm fine.
And you're in, Brian. I'm putting you down.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Well,
I'll be.
Faith,
Just
you ought to be able to have some sort of thing on your phone for
Well,
being
it
in.
depends. We don't have Wi-Fi very well up at Mark Twain.
Okay, well,
So
you can try.
we'll
And
try. We will try. My husband still works part-time, so he has to have his computer to work. So we'll try. I'll put it down, and if I do, I'll email you and let you know.
I'll put it on Facebook again.
Okay.
I don't normally log into Facebook, so please send me an email. And
You're making my job harder, Brian. You're just making my job harder. I have to write you an email now. Oh, God. All right.
emails to everybody.
You can do an email to everybody. I
I'll-
don't care.
Well, I will log on to Facebook for your sake, Randy.
All right. I think I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm gonna go fill up my glass again.
You got a pat on your shoulder there.
All right.
I'm not quite, I'll be there soon.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. Well, we will see you next time, maybe. Okay.
I will
Right.
look for. Thanks for
Thanks,
coming,
guys.
guys.
2 weeks, 5
Later.
Thank
Central.
you. All right, guys.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Now, how do I get out of here?
You hit leave.